everybody, it is John the Comic Guy, and actually today I'm a record guy because I just connected with a guy who was selling about 150 records. I met with him, I just picked up his entire collection. So as always, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully unload the boxes in my garage, and I'm going to turn the camera around and flip through them with you watching. I think there are probably about 150 or so records in here. Let's see what we got. All right, Frampton Comes Alive, that's obviously a good one. Eagles, Chicago. All right, so this is already looking like a pretty nice find. Renaissance. I'm not familiar with Renaissance. For some reason, I heard of them. Rod Stewart, Pure Prairie League. I like Pure Prairie League. Okay, a couple of them. George Harrison. That might be for my own collection. Oh, Get Your Yayas Out. I don't have that. All right. I might have to get Jackie and Bill Schultz on the phone for this one because I am happy. This has a rendition of Jumpin' Jack Flash. Al Stewart, James Taylor, the Flamingos. So some I'm not too familiar with. The Fleetwoods. Another Rolling Stones. I'm not. Look at that. The guy had a priced house. Undercover Tonight. I'm actually going to start taking these out. Little River Band. More Chicago. America. The Hoople. Chuck Mangione. Moody Blues. You know, Moody Blues don't do too well for me, but Genesis does well. That's selling by the pound. Woodstock. Yes. I love Yes. So a Yes with Ernie and Jim Christensen a couple of years back. Trevon, Johnny Cash, George Thorogood. I'm going to have to check on that. Buffalo Springfield. Interesting. Body Wishes from Rod Stewart. That I don't have. Another Renaissance. I might have to explore Renaissance. Best of the Band. Nice. Neil Diamond. Tim Goodman. Unfamiliar. Tom Scott. Unfamiliar. Donovan, okay, got the Donovan. Look at this, everybody. Rolling Stones. I actually have several copies of this. I'm going to have to see if this is an upgrade, but this actually has the zipper in there, so I'm going to have to check that out. I like that. Never Ending Story. Manford Man. Another George Thorogood. I love Peter Bunda. He used to love that. George Thorogood was my buddy, Peter Bunda's favorite guitarist. The Big Chill, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Bee Gees, Carpenters. That's actually a nice condition one. Golden Earring, Georgia Satellites, the Hollies, Grassroots, Unicorn, the Irish Rovers, unfamiliar. Supergirls, that looks interesting. Peter Allen, Kingston Trio, Isaac Hayes, Cat Stevens, Denise Williams, Gino Vanelli, Chad, Michelle, the two of us, Dinah. Okay, Lionel Richie. Looks like some of these are classical here. Okay. Yep. All right, some classical Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, Mozart. Okay, the next one. George Carlin, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Love Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And I think I have these, but I'm going to see Crosby and Nash. All right, okay, right here, my favorite Cars record. And I have it already. Panorama. Have to explore that. Jackson Brown, more Pure Prairie League, no Nukes. Wynton Marshall, Loggins and Messina, Peter, Paul and Mary, Jimmy Dorsey, Richard Harris, Tommy Rowe, Sam Cooke. Big Sam Cooke fan. I may already have that. Bobby Darin, Glenn Campbell. He was a part of the Wrecking Crew. I don't know if you guys know that, but Glenn Campbell was a part of the Wrecking Crew. That famous group that would just go in and whack out tracks. Glenn Campbell, Paul Anka, Mac Davis, Barry Manilow, Kenny Rogers, South Pacific. Great bloopers. Tony Williams, I'm stuck. Bruce Springsteen, Venus and Mars from McCartney, Tony Stone, Robin Lane and Chartbusters, Village, Martin Denny, Bobby V's, Paul Anka, The Duprees, Paul Anka, Eagles, television themes. That might be an interesting one, huh? Johnny Cash. Yeah, it looks like an old Johnny Cash. Dave Clark 5. Not sure what this is. John Lennon. I can see this is Led Zeppelin. Greg Kihn Band. Best of Dave Mason. Four Tops. Pluckett. Traffic. Michael Kamen. Pocket. Eagles Greatest Hits. Yes Songs. Johnny Rivers. Richard Harris. Tommy Dorsey. Star. Neil Diamond. Brooke Benton. Peeble Bryson. Nat King Cole, Chris Cross, Roger Whittaker, Drifters, Dion, Richard Harris. Okay. George Harrison, nice. The Phantom of the Opera, The Ventures, Air Supply, and Anne Murray. All right, I'm gonna go flip through this a little more carefully now. And I will show you what I take out of this for my own collection. These are the albums that I decided to keep for my private collection. The Phantom of the Opera. Great show. This happens to be Krista's favorite Broadway show. So we have this on CD. She had it in her collection. Might as well keep a nice copy in vinyl. These records were pretty clean. Some of the covers were a little rougher. I mean, they might have been VG minus, some of the covers, but the vinyl was really in VG plus, maybe near mint minus, up to near mint. So really, really nice condition records. The next record, which is new to me, Rod Stewart, Body Wishes. I didn't even know this record existed, but I like Rod. I figure I'm going to give this a try, and I'll keep this for our private collection. The next record is actually a duplicate. However, the one we currently have, this is John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band. We have a copy that was from the UK. Now, for you folks out there that are not record people, some UK pressings, the cover is clearly a little different. The paper quality of the cover is more like a laminated material. A little thinner, a little laminated, very glossy. Whereas in this U.S. pressing, it's more of a kind of a cardboardy finish. But again, they were pressed in different plants. I'm going to keep them both. So this is in addition to my collection, but it's basically a duplicate, but a different pressing. And you guys know me. I like keeping different pressings. This next copy is an upgrade to me. So my old copy is being sold. This one, both cover and vinyl, are an upgrade for me. Blood, Sweat, and Tears Greatest Hits. I like Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I always kind of, and by the way, you saw as I was flipping through it yesterday, the cover, I had a lot of Chicago, so clearly they had a lot of this jazz, fusion rock, because they had Chicago, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And I like Chicago a lot as well, but this Blood, Sweat, and Tears Greatest Hits is something I'm going to keep. Another upgrade for me, George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers, Moving On Over. My other copy was in pretty nice condition too, but I don't. George Thorogood, I love. Matter of fact, one of my old buddies from school, Peter Bunda, he used to always say that George Thorogood was his favorite guitarist. While I was an Eddie Van Halen guy, he was a George Thorogood guy, and I'm sure he loved Eddie as well. But I'm going to keep this better copy. I'm not going to keep multiple copies of George Thorogood stuff, but that was a sweet find. Another upgrade is this Crosby, Stills, and Nash four-way street. So, and actually, correction to me, Crosby, Still, Nash, and Young. I always loved the story. I don't know if you guys saw the rockumentary, but I always thought it was so fascinating that these guys really were like the first super group, right? It's great. So now I just improved upon my other copy. The older copy, the one, and you can see this is probably a VG cover. I think it's VG plus vinyl. My other copy's cover was probably VG minus or good. It was a little bashed up. So even though that one's a little worn, it's still an improvement for me. Next copy is purely a duplicate. Man, I love the Cars. In fact, Panorama is my favorite Cars record. It just resonated with me. When I heard this, I heard Give Me Some Slack, Down Boys, and my favorite guitar solo is in Touch and Go. Elliot Easton is a master. So this ends out to be, I think, my third or fourth copy. Right now, I'll keep it. I'll keep it in my basement, but I love Panorama. So it's a duplicate for now. A record that's brand new to me, and I think a lot of these upcoming now are new to me. Golden Earring, Something Heavy Going On. And this is Live from the Twilight Zone. So Ken, their hit on here is Twilight Zone. So I never had a single Golden Earring record in my entire life, but I might as well keep this now. It's pretty sweet condition, and I'm going to give this a spin. Another record that's new to me, and I could have sworn I had this album at one time. So I must have sold it when I was kind of clearing things out and making room, and I do that with comics as well. It's the Greg Kihn Band with The Naked Eye. And I think Greg Kihn just passed away this year. This does not have the breakup song, but I saw him live. I think Greg Kihn warmed up for Journey one year in the '80s, so I'm gonna give this a listen. And I do like Greg Kihn. Again, another album. This album is definitely new to me. It's the best of Dave Mason. One song that I've always kind of was looking forward to getting, and I've never had, is Paralyzed. So I'm going to give this a listen to. I'm not really familiar with Dave's body of work, but I remember hearing Paralyzed on the record. In my mind at the time, I wanted to pick up the record, but other things happened, and I spent my money elsewhere. But I have it now, and I'm gonna listen to it now. This is one I'm happy. I did not have the best of the band, and this is new to my collection. I gotta say, this is kind of an amazing, no frills type of cover. But if anybody's not familiar with the band, these guys played with Bob Dylan. I wouldn't be surprised if Bob Dylan is playing with them here, but I'm going to be looking forward to listening to this. The best of the band. Never had this one before. All right, for you guys who've seen a couple of my record videos, you guys know I'm a big Sam Cooke fan. Boy, this guy sings so smooth, and You Send Me. That song, most of his songs, I will sing along. So Krista will laugh because, one, I don't have a good voice at all, and I'm kind of fighting a cold, so you can hear I'm a little gruffy right now. But man, whenever I hear Sam Cooke, I sing along. For some reason, I feel like Pavarotti when I'm singing with him. Sam Cooke is great. So this is brand new to me, and I can't wait to listen to that. Another brand new record. Georgia Satellites. This is, what is that? Keep Your Hands to Yourself, of course. So this is a new record. I don't think I've ever had it. I don't think I would have ever bought it. But, when it comes in a collection like this, I might as well keep it. So Georgia Satellites, adding that. I'm shocked that I've never had this one before. George Harrison, Wonderwall music. When I'm flipping through a collection, whether it's records or comic books, it really is like it's Christmas time. And I am always blown away when I find a record that I have never seen before. And I just never saw this. So Wonderwall music by George Harrison. I am delighted. As you guys know, I'm a massive, huge. They're like one of my all-time favorite. If I had a top 10 bands, Beatles obviously are there, and I love all of them individually as well. So Wonderwall music, can't wait to listen to that. Okay, I think I had this before, and I think I sold it, but I'm certainly going to keep it now for as long as I want, right? But it's Johnny Cash's Greatest Hits, Volume 1. Um, you know, when I saw that movie with Joaquin Phoenix, wow, that was a great movie. And whether it was a dramatization or really factual, I thought it was a great movie, and his music is great. I'm looking forward to listening to this. But also, I got another. I've never had before. Is Johnny Cash and sings the songs that made him famous. So these older pressings, and this is from Sun Records. These older pressings, I always find really great to listen to. This is the roots, right? I'm listening to Johnny Cash's and his roots. So I look forward to listening to this. Glad to kind of add this one to my collection. Another, and you can see this album, this collection actually had a lot of albums I never had before. This is a double live album from Pure Prairie League, Taking the Stage live. And of course, the big song that I love from these guys is Amy. So I can't wait to listen to this. And again, listen to these guys live. Fantastic. Pure Prairie League. This is Without Young. And I've never even seen this record before. So again, it's things come and go, but it's Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Play, replay. Never saw this before. I have no idea about the songs on here, but I'm going to listen to it, and I'm hopeful. Obviously, this is the greatest hits because I just see here, looking at it, Marrakesh Express. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. That was one of the big hits from their first album, which I love. All right, I'm going to have to check this one out, but always glad to have a Crosby, Stills, and Nash record. All right, we're kind of winding down. I have like three more. I think five more. This is one of them. Supergirls. This is a compilation record. So I looked at it. I looked at this and said, "Wow, is this like a band? This kind of is cool." But this is a compilation record of female rockers. And I don't think Joan Jett or Lita Ford on this. I think this album came out in 1979. So I'm curious to hear the girls on this. This is a triple album. I believe this is a triple album. Double album. Sorry. Double album. But I think the cover's cool. I think the whole concept is cool. I can't wait to listen to the Super Chicks. And clearly, it's rock. Should be good. And I don't think Susie Quattro's on there either. So I'm curious on the female artists that they're highlighting. Brand new to me. No Nukes album. I think this came out in '79 as well. So this is kind of like a '70s collection. But this has a lot of bands that I want to listen to. So I remember hearing about this concert. So looking forward to listening to this. No Nukes album. This is a triple album. I see 6 sides on here. That's going to be a great listen. Great listen. Okay, 2 more records. Now I have 2 more records. And I actually reached out to Jackie Brown, my Rolling Stones subject matter expert. So Jackie, thank you for filling me in. This, of course, I knew about. This was it's the Rolling Stones and Undercover of the Night. I think this is obviously one of the more their '80s records. I don't think it had a lot of hits on there, but this was actually new to me. I did not have it. So I think in the '80s when vinyl was starting to wind down and CDs were ramping up, These albums became a little more coveted now because there were fewer of them pressed. So Rolling Stones, Undercover of the Night. Now, the record find of this collection in my world is the Rolling Stones, Get Your Ya-Ya's Out. And Jackie even confirmed it. She says this and one other of their older live albums are really some of their better live albums. So I had this on CD format, loved it. Matter of fact, Bob Neapolitan, my buddy who passed, he had multiple sclerosis. He gave me the CD years ago, decades ago, and this is probably when CDs first started coming out. And I love that. The one record that I am sort of passively searching for is their other live album, their other older live album that I really want, which is Love You Live, because that has the version of Jumping Jack Flash live that I love. In fact, do you guys remember the movie Night Shift? It had Henry Winkler, had Michael Keaton. I think that was Michael Keaton's first movie. But in that movie, Michael Keaton was always singing Jumpin' Jack Flash. And there's a scene where that song live from Love You Live was on it. And boy, I have never seen that album. Jackie, I wonder if you have it. I should catch up and see if you have that. But I've heard it on YouTube. I've heard it, I think, from Spotify, but I never owned the hard copy vinyl album of it, and I would like to find it. So one of these days, I'm going to get Love You Live, I'm sure. I'll get all these records, but really, sorry, as I digress, I'm really happy to have Get Your Ya-Ya's Out from the Rolling Stones Live. That was the album of this collection that I am most delighted with. And everybody, thank you so much for sticking with me. I appreciate you hanging while I search and enjoy all my records. And if you like this content, I really hope you hit the subscribe button. I really want to thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Get your ya-yas out. Good girl.